My name's Jake Larson, 33 years old, and I'm sitting here in my truck outside my buddy Travis's place, hands still trembling as I type this out on my phone. 3 days ago, my whole world flipped upside down, and I ain't even sure where to start. Guess I'll just dive in. Bear with me, folks. This is gonna be a wild ride. Me and my fiancée, Sarah Mitchell, she's 30, been together 5 years. Met her at a barbecue down in Austin when my cousin dragged me along to meet some new folks he'd been hanging with. She's got this long blonde hair, green eyes that could stop traffic, and a laugh that used to make me feel like I'd won the lottery. She works at some fancy boutique downtown, selling overpriced clothes to rich ladies, while I run a little landscaping business. It ain't glamorous, but it pays the bills and keeps my old Ford running. We got engaged 2 summers back. Bought a fixer-upper house last fall, mostly my cash, about 70 grand down, though she chipped in a little, and we've been planning this big wedding for June 15th. I'm talking 85 grand worth of flowers, string lights, and a venue out at this old ranch with a barn that looks like it's straight out of a magazine. My folks kicked in 50 grand, her dad tossed in 10, and I've been footing the rest, dipping into savings I'd been piling up for years. Sarah wanted it perfect, said it was her dream day. I just wanted her happy, so I said yes to all of it. Anyway, last Friday night, everything changed. Sarah was out back watering the garden, she's obsessed with her roses, and left her phone on the kitchen table. Mine was charging upstairs, so I grabbed hers to pull up the pizza place we always order from. No big deal, right? Happens all the time. Except this time, as I'm scrolling for the app, a text pops up from some guy named Ryan. The preview said, "After the wedding, we're golden, just hang in there." My gut twisted up like I'd swallowed a rock. I ain't the jealous type, never been one to snoop, but something about that message hit me wrong. So, I opened it. And there it was, 6 months of text between Sarah and this Ryan fella, who I figure out quick is her ex from back when she lived in Dallas. She told me he was ancient history, just some dude she dated for a year before we met. But these messages? They're planning something big. She's telling him she's gotta get through this wedding, so my name gets locked onto the house title. We were set to sign new papers right after the honeymoon. He's asking about the prenup I made her sign to protect my business, and she's laughing, saying her cousin's a lawyer and already spotted ways to wiggle out of it. There's even talk about meeting up after we're hitched, how I'm always out mowing lawns or fixing sprinklers, so I won't notice a thing. I sat there, pizza forgotten, reading it all. My hands got sweaty, my chest tight like I couldn't breathe. There's one part where she says, "Jake's good for the long haul, just not exciting. You get me, Ryan." Another where she's giggling about how I'm shelling out all this cash for her big day, while she's plotting to bleed me dry later. I must have scrolled for 45 minutes, lost in it, till I heard the back door creak open. Sarah walks in, hair damp from the hose, asking if I ordered yet. I don't know how I did it, but I kept my cool. I handed her phone back, said the app crashed, and I'd call from mine once it charged. She didn't suspect a thing. That night, we ate pepperoni and watched some dumb show about house flipping, her chattering about table settings while I'm sitting there, insides burning. I couldn't sleep, laid in bed staring at her, wondering how she could look so normal after typing all that. 5 years, man. 5 years of barbecues, road trips, picking out paint colors for the living room. All fake? Next morning, she's off to yoga, and I call my buddy Travis. He's a mechanic, but he's handy with tech too. I tell him I need help, and he's over in 20 minutes with his laptop. Travis reads the stuff I screenshot. Yeah, I'd snap pics of her phone with mine before handing it back, and he looks like he's gonna puke. "Man, this is cold," he says. We back it all up, save it to a drive, and he shows me how to cover my tracks so she won't know I've been digging. By noon, I've got a plan forming, but I ain't ready to spill it yet. See, the wedding's 3 weeks out, and I've already dropped 62 grand on deposits, venue, caterer, band, her dress, the works. Most of it's non-refundable, and if I cancel now, I'm still on the hook for the full amount with some of these vendors. So, I decide I ain't canceling. Not yet. Instead, I play along. Saturday, we're out picking tablecloths, white or cream, she can't decide, and I'm nodding like everything's fine. Sunday, she's on me about the guest list, and I'm smiling, saying, "Whatever you want, babe." Inside, I'm raging, but I keep it locked down. Called my sister, Emily, she's a paralegal, Sunday night, filled her in quiet like while Sarah's asleep. Emily's pissed, says she'll dig into the house stuff and see what we can do. Meanwhile, I start working on something special, something Sarah won't see coming till it's too late. That's where I'm at now, folks. 3 days in, acting like the perfect groom to be, while she's cuddling up to me every night, clueless. My hands shake typing this, but I gotta get it out. Ain't sure what's in that envelope I'm putting together yet, still figuring it out, but when she opens it at that altar, in front of God and everybody, it's gonna hit her like a freight train. I'm looking for advice on calling it off, my mindset. But if you've been through this kind of mess or got ideas to make this sting extra hard, I'm listening. More to come, I reckon. Stay tuned. It's been a week since I found those texts on Sarah's phone, and I'm still here, living this double life like some kind of undercover cop in my own house. I'm Jake Larson, 33, and I ain't never thought I'd be the guy plotting revenge on the woman I was supposed to marry in 2 weeks. But here we are, and I'm neck deep in it now. After that first night of no sleep, I decided I had to keep my cool. Couldn't let Sarah catch a whiff of what I knew. Not yet. So, I've been playing the part of the happy fiancé, and let me tell you, it's harder than hauling a mower up a hill in July heat. Monday morning, she's in the kitchen making scrambled eggs, humming some tune, and I'm sipping coffee, forcing a smile while my brain's replaying her saying I'm good for the long haul, but not exciting. She slides a plate over, kisses my cheek, and says, 2 weeks till you're stuck with me forever, huh? I laugh, don't know how I pulled it off, and say, can't wait, babe. Inside, I'm screaming. That day, I head out to a job, trimming hedges for this old couple downtown, and call my sister Emily from the truck. She's been digging into the house paperwork, and she's got news. Jake, she says, you're in luck. Since you bought the place before she moved in, and her name ain't on the title yet, you might dodge a bullet there. The refinance ain't done, so we can stall it. That's a relief, cause that 70 grand down payment's mostly mine, and I ain't about to let Sarah and her ex, Ryan, waltz off with it. Emily's also looking at the prenup, says if I can prove she's been scheming before the wedding, it might flip things in my favor. I tell her to keep at it and hang up, feeling a little lighter. Back home, Sarah's all excited, cause the florist called about the centerpieces, big arrangements with roses and some fancy white flowers I can't pronounce. She's showing me pictures on her phone, and I'm nodding, saying, looks great, hon. Meanwhile, I'm thinking about how she's gonna look when she sees what I've got planned. Tuesday, we're at the venue, a big OL ranch outside Austin with this barn that's all weathered wood and charm. The coordinator's walking us through where the ceremony's gonna be, pointing out the arch where we'll say our vows. Sarah's gushing about how perfect it is, squeezing my arm, and I'm just standing there, picturing her face when it all falls apart. My buddy Travis, he's the mechanic who helped me screenshot those texts, meets me Wednesday at the shop where he works. I bring him a 6-pack of Shiner Bock as thanks, and we sit in his office, door closed. He's got more for me, hacked into some old email account Sarah forgot to log out of on my laptop last year. Found messages from Ryan going back 8 months, including one where she says, Jake's so predictable, works late, crashes early. We'll have all the time we need. Travis shakes his head, says, she's a piece of work, man. I tell him I'm not confronting her yet. Gotta let this play out. He nods, says he's got my back, and we toast to that. Financially, I'm in deep. That 85 grand wedding's got 58 grand already sunk into it. 15 grand for the ranch deposit, 8 grand for catering, 5 grand for the band, 3 grand for her dress that's hanging in our closet like a ghost. Plus a bunch of smaller stuff like invitations and lights. Honeymoon's another 10 grand, some beach resort in Mexico she picked out. I meet with my bank guy Thursday, real quiet like, while Sarah's at work. Tell him I need a new account she can't touch. He's a good OL boy, knows my folks, and when I give him the short version, fiancé's playing me, he sets me up fast. Move most of my savings over, leave just enough in the joint account for bills. Feels like I'm stealing my own money, but it's gotta be done. Friday night's the worst. We're sitting on the couch, her feet in my lap, watching some cooking show she loves. She's talking about how her mom's flying in next week, how her dad's rehearsing his speech. Every word's a knife, but I keep rubbing her feet, saying, that's sweet, babe. Later, she's asleep next to me, snoring soft, and I'm wide awake, staring at the ceiling. I slip out, grab my phone, and start putting together what's going to be in that envelope. Got the texts, the emails Travis found, a note I'm writing to the guests explaining why there ain't going to be a wedding. Ain't sure what else yet, but it's taking shape. Saturday, we're out buying favors, little jars of honey from a local farm, and she's complaining about how her nails chipped from all the wedding prep. I almost lose it, almost laugh right there in the store, but I choke it down, say, you're doing great, Sarah. That night, I call Emily again. She's found a clause in the venue contract. Emergency cancellation might get me half the deposit back if I've got a good reason. Infidelity count? I ask. She laughs, says, hell yeah it does. It's not much, but it's something. So here I am, a week in, still shaking when I think too hard about it. Sarah's asleep in our bed right now, probably dreaming about the life she's gonna build with Ryan on my dime. My truck's parked at Travis's cause I told her I'm grabbing a beer with the guys. Really, I just needed air. That envelope's hidden in my toolbox, growing thicker every day. 2 weeks to go, and I'm holding it together by a thread. Ain't backing out though. Sarah's been lying to my face for months, maybe years. She's earned what's coming. Next update when I can, folks. This ain't over. Hey there, it's Jake Larson again, 33 years old, and I'm 2 weeks into this nightmare I'm calling my life right now. It's been 10 days since I found those texts on Sarah's phone, and I'm still trucking along, pretending everything's peachy while I build my case. My hands ain't shaking as bad now. Guess I'm getting used to the anger, but it's still a hell of a ride, so strap in. Last Sunday, after I got back from Travis's place, Sarah was all chipper, dragging me to a cake tasting at this bakery downtown. We're sitting there, sampling chocolate fudge and some lemon raspberry thing, and she's giggling about how we'll be fat and happy after the wedding. I'm shoving cake in my mouth, nodding, saying, yeah, sounds good, while my brain's stuck on her telling Ryan I'm predictable. She picks this fancy 3-tier deal with flowers made of sugar, cost a couple grand, and I just sign the check like it's nothing. Inside, I'm thinking how that cake's gonna taste real bitter when she figures out what's coming. Monday, I'm out mowing a lawn when my sister Emily calls. She's got more gold. She found an old bank statement from our joint account showing Sarah sent $500 to Ryan 3 months back, labeled lunch. Lunch my ass. Emily says, Jake, this is proof she's been funneling cash to him. Prenup's got a clause. If she's dishonest before the wedding, you're in the clear. I tell her to save it, add it to the pile. That night, Sarah's on the phone with her mom, loud as usual, and I hear her say, Mom, Jake's got us set up nice. House, wedding, everything. Her mom laughs, says, You picked a good one, honey. I'm washing dishes, gripping a plate so hard I nearly snap it, but I keep my mouth shut. Tuesday's a close call. Sarah grabs my phone to check the weather. Hers was in the bedroom, and I damn near tackle her to get it back. Got screenshots of her texts in there, moved to a locked folder, but I forgot to clear the notifications. Play it off, say, work stuff's blowing up, babe, let me handle it. She shrugs, hands it over, and I wipe the sweat off my forehead. That night, I'm adding those bank transfers to the envelope, along with a timeline I'm sketching out, dates, messages, the works. It's up to 15 pages now, and I ain't done. Wednesday, Travis swings by with a bombshell. He's been poking around Ryan's social media, guys dumb enough to leave it public, and found pics from a bar in Dallas last month. Sarah's in the background of one, laughing with him, timestamped when she told me she was at a work event. Travis says, Man, she's bold as hell. I print those pics, highlight her face, and toss them in the envelope. Financial damage is piling up too. 62 grand locked into wedding stuff, 10 grand for the Mexico trip, and that house I'm fighting to keep. Called the resort that day, canceled the honeymoon quiet like, got 6 grand back. Told Emmett was a family emergency. Sarah don't know a thing. Thursday's rehearsal dinner night, and it's a damn circus. We're at this steakhouse, families all crammed around a long table, and Sarah's dad, big guy, ex-cop, stands up to toast. Says, Jake's a solid man, gonna take care of my girl. I'm cutting my ribeye, smiling, while Sarah squeezes my hand under the table. Her phone buzzes, and she flips it over quick, too quick. I catch a glimpse of Ryan's name before she shoves it in her purse. Later, she pulls me aside, says she's got a special gift planned for our wedding night, looking all sweet and innocent. I say, can't wait, and kiss her forehead, but my stomach's churning. Travis texts me after, says he saw Ryan's truck parked a block away. Bastard was watching. Friday, I meet the venue lady, Karen, while Sarah's at work. She's a tough old gal, been running that ranch for 20 years. I give her the rundown. Fiancé's cheating, wedding's a bust, and she don't even blink. Says, seen worse, hon. I'll shift the food to a charity lunch after your big reveal. Don't worry about it. Saves me a few grand in catering losses, and I'm grateful. Back home, Sarah's stressing about her dress fitting. Says the lace ain't sitting right. I tell her she'll look beautiful, and she beams. It's the little moments like that, her smiling at me, that almost make me forget what she's done. Almost. Saturday, my boys throw me a bachelor party, fishing trip out on Lake Travis. Me, Travis, and a couple others, cracking beers and reeling in bass. I get a little drunk, spill the whole story to Im by the campfire. They're pissed. Travis writes "sucker no more" on my arm with a marker while I'm passed out. Wake up Sunday with a hangover and a grin, knowing they've got my back. Sarah's off in Houston with her bridesmaids that weekend, some spa thing. I check her Instagram later, and there's a blurry story from her friend Kate, showing Sarah at a club, some dude's arm around her waist. Screenshot that too, envelopes at 20 pages now. So here I am, Sunday night, sitting on the porch while Sarah's asleep inside. That dress is hanging in the closet, mocking me every time I walk by. My sister's got the house angle locked down, says I can kick Sarah out soon as the wedding's off, no legal hassle. The envelope stashed in my truck, locked in the glove box. Got 1 week left, and I'm ready to tighten the noose. Sarah's still clueless, planning her big win with Ryan, thinking I'm some dumb hick who won't notice. She's wrong. Next week's the wedding, June 15th, and when she opens that envelope in front of 150 people, it's gonna be a reckoning. More soon, folks. I'm in too deep to turn back now. Hey folks, Jake Larson here, 33 years old, and we're down to the wire now. It's Thursday, June 13th, 2 days before this wedding that ain't gonna happen, and I'm running on fumes, coffee, rage, and a little bit of hope that I'm gonna come out of this okay. Been 2 weeks since I found Sarah's text with Ryan, and I've been building my exit plan like a man possessed. Let's catch you up. Monday morning, Sarah's bouncing around the house, packing her bag for the rehearsal dinner and chattering about how her mom's landing at noon. I'm sipping my coffee, saying, that's great, babe, while I'm texting Travis under the table, told him to meet me later with the final piece for the envelope. That afternoon, I sneak off to the bank again, make sure every penny of my savings is locked in that new account. Sarah's got no clue, still thinks we're splitting bills like always. Meanwhile, Emily calls with an update. She's got a lawyer buddy ready to file papers on the house Monday after the wedding's off, keeping my 70 grand down payment safe. Says the prenup's ironclad now with all the proof I've piled up. I'm starting to feel like I might actually pull this off. Tuesday night, we're at the ranch for the rehearsal. Sarah's in this flowy dress, directing bridesmaids like she's running a circus, while I'm standing by the arch, chatting with my cousin Ben. He's officiating. I pull him aside, tell him the plan. When it's time for vows, he's handing Sarah the envelope. Ben's a quiet guy, but he nods, says, "She don't deserve you, Jake." I clap his shoulder, grateful he's in on it. Sarah's dad comes over, slaps my back, says, "Big day Saturday, son." I grin, thinking, you got no idea, man. Later, Sarah's phone lights up on the table, Ryan again. She snatches it fast, but I see her smirk. Keeps me focused. Wednesday, I'm at Travis's shop. He's got a voice recording, don't ask me how he pulled it off. Guy's a wizard. It's Sarah, clear as day, talking to Ryan last week, saying, Jake's too busy with his lawns to notice anything. Once the house is ours, we're set. Travis grins, says, "This is your kill shot, man." I add it to the envelope, 25 pages now, with texts, emails, bank transfers, pics, and that recording transcribed. Also toss in a letter to the guests, short and sweet. Sarah's been playing me for a fool with her ex-weddings off. Enjoy the party. That night, Sarah's asleep, and I'm double-checking everything, stashing the envelope in my truck. Can't risk her finding it. Thursday today is nuts. Sarah's mom's here, fussing over table settings at the house, while I'm out running errands. Really, I'm meeting Karen, the venue lady, one last time. She's got the charity lunch set for Saturday after my big reveal, says she'll handle the cleanup too. I thank her, feeling a weight lift. Back home, Sarah's stressing about her hair trial, asking if I think she should go updo or loose waves. I say, "You'll look perfect either way," and she hugs me. For a split second, I remember why I fell for her. Then I hear that voice recording in my head and snap out of it. That night, she's curled up next to me, whispering, 3 days till forever, Jake. I mumble, yeah, and wait till she's out cold before slipping to Travis's place. I'm crashing there tonight, told Sarah it's bad luck to see the bride before the wedding. She buys it, kisses me goodbye, says, "Love you." I nod, grab my bag, and bolt. At Travis's, I'm pacing, running through Saturday in my mind. The ranch, the guests, the arch, the envelope. My tux is pressed, hanging in his guest room. Sarah's ring's in my pocket. I'll sell it later. Mine staying on my nightstand back home, a reminder of this mess. The envelope's with Ben now, he's got it safe. Travis hands me a beer, says, "You're a stronger man than me, Jake." I laugh, say, "Ain't strong, just pissed." Financially, I'm braced to lose 55 grand on wedding stuff, venue, catering, band, dress, all that jazz. But the honeymoon's half refunded, and the house is looking solid in my name. Emily says I might claw back 10 grand from vendors with her cancellation clause trick. It's a hit, but I'd rather lose cash than my whole damn future. Sarah's still clueless, thinking she's got me roped. Tomorrow's Friday, last-minute prep day. I'll play along, smile through her mom's hugs, and let her think she's won. Saturday at 4 o'clock, under that arch, it all ends. I'm nervous, sure, heart's pounding typing this, but I ain't backing out. 5 years of my life, and she turned it into a con. That envelope's my ticket out, and when she opens it, 150 people are gonna see who she really is. Travis is filming it, promised me footage for later. More tomorrow, folks, if I can steal a minute. Right now, I'm trying to sleep on this lumpy couch, dreaming of the look on her face when the hammer drops. It's me again, Jake Larson, 33 years old, and it's Friday, June 14th, the day before the wedding that ain't happening. I'm sitting in my truck outside the ranch venue right now, taking a breather after a day of playing pretend so hard I deserve an Oscar. My hands are steady today, but my chest's tight like I'm waiting for a storm to break. Here's how it's gone down. Woke up at Travis's place this morning, his dog licking my face at 6 o'clock sharp. Downed some coffee, threw on a clean shirt, and headed back home to face Sarah and her mom. Walked in, and there's Sarah, hair in curlers, running around with a checklist. Her mom's at the kitchen table, folding napkins into little swans. Swear to God, it's like a craft store exploded in there. Sarah sees me, grins, says, "There's my groom. You survived the boys' night?" I force a laugh, say, "Barely, missed you, though." She hugs me, and her mom chimes in, "You two are just precious." I nod, thinking how precious it's gonna be tomorrow when the truth hits. We spend the morning running around, picking up her dress from the seamstress, dropping off welcome bags at the hotel for out-of-town guests. She's all bubbly, talking about how the weather's perfect, sunny, 80 degrees, for an outdoor ceremony. I'm carrying boxes, saying, "Yeah, gonna be a day to remember," and she don't even catch the edge in my voice. Around noon, her dad shows up, hauling a suitcase and a bottle of bourbon for the boys tomorrow. He pulls me aside, says, "Jake, your family now, proud to have you." I shake his hand, feeling a twinge of guilt. He's a good guy, but it passes quick when I remember Sarah's, "We're set," line to Ryan. Afternoon's a blur. We're at the ranch, setting up chairs, white ones with those ribbons Sarah loves, and I'm hauling tables while she's bossing the florist around. My cousin Ben's there, helping string lights, and he gives me a look, envelope's still safe with him. Travis swings by, pretending to drop off a cooler, and whispers, "Got my phone charged, ready to roll tomorrow." I nod, keep moving. Sarah's mom corners me later, says, "You're so calm, Jake, most grooms are a mess by now." I shrug, say, "Just excited, ma'am," and she pats my cheek like I'm a kid. If she only knew. Close call hits around 4 o'clock. Sarah's phone's on a table while she's adjusting some flower arch thing, and it buzzes. Ryan's name pops up. I'm 5 feet away, stacking chairs, and she dives for it like it's a live grenade. Turns it off, looks at me, says, work stuff, crazy clients. I smile, say, tell him you're off the clock, and she laughs, tension easing off her face. I'm boiling inside, but I keep it locked down. That night, we're back home. Her mom cooking lasagna for a family dinner. Sarah's on the couch, feet in my lap, showing me pics of the cake, 3 tiers, all fancy. I rub her ankles, say, looks amazing, while I'm picturing it sitting uneaten tomorrow. After dinner, her parents head to their hotel, and Sarah's winding down, sipping wine. She leans into me, says, tomorrow's it, Jake, our big start. Her voice is soft, shiny, and for a second, I almost crack, 5 years of memories flashing by. Then I think of that voice recording, her laughing about me being too busy to notice her and Ryan, and I steal up. Tell her, yeah, big day, and kiss her forehead. She falls asleep on me, and I carry her to bed, last time I'll ever do that. Slip out, call Emily from the porch. She's set, lawyers on standby, house papers ready to lock Sarah out Monday. Says, you sure about this, Jake? I say, damn sure, and hang up. Back at Travis's now, told Sarah I'm sticking to tradition, no seeing the bride till the altar. She bought it, blew me a kiss as I left. My tux is here, ironed and waiting. The ring's in my pocket, hers, not mine. Mine's staying home, a relic of this mess. Ben's got the envelope, 25 pages of her lies, plus that recording on a USB drive I added last minute. Travis is crashed on his couch, snoring, and I'm in the guest room, staring at the ceiling. Financial hits locked in, 55 grand gone on wedding stuff, but I've saved the house, the business, and most of my savings. Vendors are covered, Karen's donating the food, and Emily's clawing back what she can. Tomorrow's 4 o'clock at the ranch. Sarah's walking down that aisle, thinking she's won, and I'm handing her the end of her game. Ben's delivering the envelope, Travis is filming, and 150 guests are gonna see it all. I ain't nervous no more, just ready. She's had 5 years to be straight with me, and she chose this. Sleep's calling, but I doubt I'll get much. Next time you hear from me, it'll be done. Stay tuned, folks, this storm's about to break. Hey folks, it's Jake Larson, 33 years old, and today's the day, Saturday, June 15th. The wedding's supposed to start at 4 o'clock, but by the time this is over, there ain't gonna be a wedding, just a hell of a show. I'm sitting in Travis's truck outside the ranch right now, tux on, tie loose, typing this before I head in. Been a wild ride getting here, so let's roll through it. Woke up at Travis's place at 7 o'clock, sun already blazing through the blinds. Couldn't sleep much, maybe 2 hours, kept dreaming about Sarah's face when she sees that envelope. Travis is up too, frying eggs, says, big day, man, ready to drop the hammer? I nod, choke down some food, and we go over the plan. Ben's meeting us at the venue at 2 o'clock with the envelope. Travis is filming, got his phone rigged with a little tripod he's hiding in the bushes by the arch. My job's simple, stand there, look the part, and let it all unfold. Get to the ranch at 1:30, and it's picture perfect. White chairs lined up, flowers everywhere, that big wooden arch draped in roses. Guests are trickling in, my folks, Sarah's family, buddies from work, her boutique crew. I'm in the groom's room, tugging on my jacket, when my dad pops in. Says, proud of you, son, gonna be a hell of a day. I hug him, don't say much, can't tip him off yet. Ben shows up, envelope tucked in his coat, gives me a thumbs up. Travis is outside, setting up, texting me, all good, cameras rolling. I take a deep breath, head out to mingle. By 3:30, the place is buzzing. Sarah's college friends are snapping pics by the barn, my crew's cracking beers at the bar, her mom's fussing over some kid's bow tie. I spot Ryan, yep, the ex, sneaking in through a side gate, wearing a cheap suit like he's here to watch his plan work. Travis sees him too, mutters, ball's a bastard, and I just smirk. Game's on. At 3:50, the coordinator, a wiry lady named Deb, rounds everyone up, gets him seated. I'm at the arch with Ben, hands in my pockets, calm as a lake before a storm. Music starts at 4 o'clock, some string quartet playing soft and sweet. Bridesmaids walk down, all in pale blue, smiling like it's a fairy tale. Sarah's sister, Claire, catches my eye, she's been cool to me, and I wonder if she suspects anything. Then the big moment, the crowd stands, that wedding march kicks in, and here comes Sarah. She's stunning, white dress hugging her curves, veil fluttering, arm looped through her dad's. He's beaming, she's glowing, and for a second, I feel that old pull, 5 years of loving her. Then I remember the texts, the lies, and it's gone. She reaches me, her dad hands her off, and she grabs my hand, whispering, hey, handsome. I nod, say, hey, voice flat. Ben starts his spiel, love, commitment, all that jazz, but I ain't listening. My eyes are on her, watching her glance at Ryan in the 5th row, a quick flicker of a smile. She thinks she's home free. Then Ben says, before we proceed, there's something Sarah needs to see. He pulls out the envelope, big, white, sealed tight, and hands it to her. She laughs, confused, says, what's this, Jake? I shrug, say, open it. Her fingers fumble, tearing it open, and the air shifts. She pulls out the stack, 25 pages, and starts flipping. Text first, her and Ryan plotting, highlighted in yellow. Her face goes pale. Then the bank transfers, the pics from that bar, the transcribed recording. By the time she hits my letter to the guests, her hands are shaking so bad pages slip to the ground. The crowd's whispering, heads craning. She looks at me, eyes wide, says, "Jake, what?" I take the mic from Ben. "Keep it short. Found out Sarah's been using me, her, and her ex, Ryan, right there in row 5. Wedding's off. Y'all enjoy the food and drinks, parties on me." Silence hits like a brick, then chaos. Sarah's crying, black streaks down her face, yelling, "It's not true." I point at the pages scattered by her feet, proof don't lie. Her mom's up, hollering, "You're ruining her day, Jake." Claire plot twist, stands, grabs a page, reads it, and snaps, "Mom, sit down, she did this." Sarah's dad's frozen, staring at Ryan, who's trying to bolt. Guests are gasping, some grabbing papers off the ground, passing him around. I nod to Ben, turn, and walk off, Travis and my boys trailing me. Outside, I breathe first real breath in weeks. Sarah's screams fade behind me. Her dad catches me by the truck, says, "Is it all real, son?" I nod, say every word. He sighs, walks away, shoulders slumped. Travis hands me a beer, says, "Check this later, got it all on video." I laugh, feeling lighter than I should. She's done, exposed, and I'm free. More soon, folks, gotta process this mess. Hey folks, Jake Larson here, 33 years old, and it's Tuesday, June 18th, 3 days since I blew up my wedding and walked away from Sarah's lies. I'm back at my house now, sitting on the porch with a Shiner Bock, typing this out while the sun dips low. Been a hell of a ride, and I've been off the grid processing it all, but I owe you the end of the story. Here's how it went down after the reckoning. Saturday night, after I left the ranch, I didn't stick around for the fallout. Travis drove me to his place, and we cracked a couple beers while my phone lit up like a firecracker. Texts, calls, voicemails from Sarah, her mom, mutual friends. I shut it off, let Travis play me the video he'd shot. Pure chaos, Sarah sobbing, mascara running, yelling my name as I walked out. Her mom screaming at Claire, who's holding those pages like a shield, telling her to shut up. Ryan's ducking out the side, chased by a couple of Sarah's cousins who'd pieced it together. Guests are milling around, some shocked, some grabbing drinks like it's a free-for-all. Travis says, "Man, that's one for the books." I laugh, first real laugh in weeks. Sunday, I wake up to quiet, stayed at Travis's again, avoiding home. Emily calls, says she's filed the house papers. Sarah's got no claim since her name never hit the title. Lawyers moving fast, and the prenups holding strong with all that proof. I lose 55 grand on the wedding venue, catering, band, dress, but the honeymoon's half back, and Karen donated the food like she promised. My folks show up at Travis's, worried but proud. Dad says, "You did right, son, she didn't deserve you." Mom hugs me, cries a little, and I feel that hollow ache, 5 years gone, but it's mixed with relief. Monday, I head home. Sarah's cleared out, guess she went to her mom's after Saturday. Her stuff's gone, clothes, that damn dress, all of it, except a note on the counter. "Jake, I'm sorry. I messed up. Please talk to me." Too late, lady. I changed the locks anyway, Emily's idea, and sleep in my own bed for the first time in days. Phone's still off, but Travis swings by with updates. Says the ranch was a circus after I left. Half the guests stayed, eating brisket and dancing like it was just a party. Sarah and her mom stormed off, Ryan vanished, and Claire stuck around, apologizing to my folks. Turns out she'd suspected Sarah was shady for months, caught her texting Ryan at Christmas, but bought her "just friends" line. Today, I'm piecing it back together. Met the lawyer this morning, house is mine, business is safe, and Sarah's got no legal leg to stand on. Lost 55 grand, sure, but I dodged a lifetime of her draining me dry. Phone's back on, and she's still trying new numbers, emails, even a sob story voicemail. "I love you, Jake. It was a mistake." I delete them all. Her mom's telling folks I overreacted, but Claire's been texting me, says she's done with Sarah's crap, found old emails on her laptop going back 2 years. We're grabbing burgers tomorrow, not a date, just clearing the air. She's solid, feels bad she didn't speak up sooner. The aftermath's messy but freeing. My boys are calling me a legend. Travis sent that video to a group chat, and they're losing it. Venue lady, Karen, called, said it was the wildest thing she'd seen in 20 years, wish me luck. Mutual friends are split, some think I'm harsh, others say they always saw Sarah as fake. I don't care much either way. House feels empty without her laugh, her roses out back, but it's mine again. Therapy's booked for Friday, gotta unpack this mess in my head. Wondering what was real, what wasn't, but I ain't wallowing. Looking back, that envelope was my lifeline, 25 pages of truth that set me free. Sarah's face when she opened it, shock, then panic, replays when I close my eyes, and it's worth every penny I lost. She had 5 years to be honest, and she chose Ryan, chose the con. Now she's got nothing, no house, no wedding, no me. I'm rebuilding, one day at a time. Might sell that ring, buy a new mower, take the boys fishing. Life's simpler now, and I'm good with that. Thanks for riding this out with me, folks. Your support kept me steady when I wanted to crack. Shout out to the ones who said, burn it down, you were right. I'm done with Sarah, done with lies. Next chapter's mine to write, and it's gonna be a hell of a lot better than this one. Catch you later, time to finish this beer and watch the sunset.